So the first thing we are going to cover is the browser window. Browser window, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger so you guys can focus on it. Right here is your browser window, and if you notice, it is set up very, very, very identical to whatever your Mac or PC has in terms of their browser window. So whether it's Finder or whether it's My PC, whatever you are on Mac or PC, it is going to look identical to that in terms of all the different folders you have. So it is optimized for finding music or videos, which it can find either. The way that you toggle that is show only, so show music, show video, and also karaoke tracks. So that is all right here. So wherever your music would be on your computer, depending on what kind of computer you have, you know where it is. Wherever you save the Cool Cat crates, you can click into that folder and it is going to pop it up. So you will have all of your crates right there, good to go. As soon as you click into the crate, it is going to show up in the search window. So that is your entire crate right there. Let me just clear off this guy quick so there's nothing already in the side list. If I want to use it, remove, and Automix has nothing in it too. Perfect. So right in here is your search bar list. As we've said before, for searching for a song, if you're trying to find, say, Earth Angel, it's going to show up right there. The difference between these files and this file is this is the file that's already in the crate that you're searching, and these are the other files on your hard drive. So,
couple extra notes I want to make about the browser window. One is when you're searching for a song, it doesn't need to be an exact match. So like, what I mean is if you're searching for Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, you don't have to type in Billie Jean, Michael Jackson. You can, but if you need to be fast for some reason, you can just type in Billie Jackson and it's going to show up all of the same search results. So it doesn't have to be exactly on point. You could even do Bill Jack and it'll still show up. It'll include some other stuff in here. So when you're searching for songs, if you need to find a song fast, you can just type in kind of partial title artist. Or for some reason you're looking for a song and you can't find it, it's possible that you just need to broaden your search terms. So if you were looking for Billie Jean and couldn't come across it for whatever reason, you could just type in Michael Jackson and look at all the Michael Jackson songs. Another thing to be aware of with the browser window is when you are searching for songs, always make sure that you test the song before you're counting on being able to load it up. Because sometimes the browser will show a song, but the file will be corrupted or maybe it's been moved and it'll give you an error message for some reason. So always just make sure to check and make sure the song actually loads in the deck. And then the final thing that I wanted to point out is when you're searching songs, Billie Jean's another example. When you're searching songs, the Cool Cat database has a lot of different remixes, covers, redrums, extended cuts, non-extended cuts, clean versions, radio edit. Basically, we have a lot of different versions of lots of different songs. So make sure that you're very aware of what version you're selecting. Even if you just look at Billie Jean here, let's take a look at some of the differences. This isn't Billie Jean at all. This is No Diggity with the Billie Jean beat behind it. So that's not what you want. This is by BWB, so it's a cover. This is an extended cut of just the regular Billie Jean. This is just a single. It has no labels beyond it. This isn't even by Michael Jackson. This is another cover. These are all extended mixes. This is just a single, the clean single. That's pretty much how it was released on the album. This is not by Michael Jackson. This is some sort of a mashup with Rihanna. This is some sort of Thule Dance Hype QH remix. So I guess my point is be really careful when you're selecting a song, because the last thing you want to do, this one for example, is Billie Jean, Michael Jackson, but it's a bossa cover. So the last thing you want to do is go put Billie Jean in for dance time and you're getting ready to play it and you're ready for the crowd to go nuts. You're going to drop that great Michael Jackson song and, well, everyone's going to look at you like you're absolutely out of your mind. So be really careful about selecting the right version. And the best way to be careful about it is to just load it up into the side that's not currently playing and listen to it in your headphones.
You don't want to do the mixing yourself, you can just double click onto the list and click load in Automix. All of those songs that were in that virtual folder are going to load right up in whatever order that they're already on there on. All you have to do is click the Automix. You're going to have your Automix right there. All you have to do is double click into a song, so if you double click it, it's going to fade to the next one. So the reason why it's working so slowly right now is probably the way the Automix is set. So smart by tempo, that's not going to be the best kind. Remove intro, outro, or remove silence is going to be your best Automix option. So if you have your Automix selected right here, Automix is currently on, double click. Perfect. So there's a couple of other Automix options you can use. For instance, if songs are already done, you can click remove duplicates or remove already played. Also auto remove played. So as soon as that's checked, that means any song, once it's done playing, it'll leave your list. So that way you always know how many songs you have. Repeat is going to just keep repeating that list as soon as it goes through it. Shuffle is just going to switch the order of whatever songs are in the autoplay list. So as long as that green button is clicked, you are going to have your Automix playing. So that's always pretty helpful right there. So just remember, if green's not clicked, even if there's songs in your Automix, they're not going to be playing. And if you just want to clear everything, all you have to do is click clear, and you'll have an empty Automix list. So let's just say, for sake, we had Dead or Alive, we had Whip It, and we had Hit the Road Jack as our intros for the day. Well, we want to make sure that they saved in the same order, and if you throw them in a crate, they're going to be in an opposite order, not necessarily the one that we needed. So all you have to do to create a playlist is click Save, Name for Playlists, Introductions for Bill and Susie, save the playlist, and then go back to your browser window. So in your playlist video, if you click there, you're going to be able to find the folder. So let's just scroll through them. And Introductions for Bill and Susie, in the exact order you wanted those songs. So in order to create a playlist, it's super easy. All you got to do is go over here, put them in your Automix, click Save, and then it's good to go. Let's talk quickly about the side list. Side list is different than the Automix list because in the Automix list, when a song is done, it's actually going to disappear from the list. Where in the side list, the song's not going to disappear even if you drag and drop it, if you do anything. So side list is good for setting up formalities. If you want to, you can have it set up to do, say, if you have like dance time songs or requests, you can throw them in your side list so you know when to put them in. And they're not going to auto mix and they're not going to auto remove. So they're good to just keep them there. So if hours later on you just remembered, oh, I got to play Wanted Dead for live because someone requested it, you can play it from right there. So side list is super handy for doing stuff like that. So moving on to our sampler. So sampler is basically exactly what it sounds like. It takes samples and it allows you to play them through. Sampler has an individual volume as well on a lot of controllers, or if not, I recommend you set it to a different volume knob. You can even use your custom knob that we've talked about before. So if you're in 2-deck view to make things a little bit easier, last time we set it to pitch bend. Pitch bend was kind of wacky. You can set the sampler volume right there, so that way you always have the active sampler volume. So all you do to play a sample is just click into it, click it again, and it will stop playing. So you can also, there's lots of different ideas for it. So this is going to match to whatever beat is already playing on the song. So the last song that you had selected, so Wanted Dead for Alive, that beat is going at 74.25. So you can just keep that playing under a song. So if you wanted to do like a live redrum, all you got to do, let's just use Shake It Up. I guess that song's an error. Let's try Dancing in the Dark. So we'll start playing it. So as you can hear, that drum beat's So even when I drop the low out, you can actually tell right there, there's the extra beat. So if you ever had a song like Sweet Caroline that needed an extra drum beat, all you got to do is click drum beat, hi-hat, whatever. I don't recommend using synth because it's going to be in the correct key, but it's going to be very obvious that you're doing something. Like, let's just listen quick. Synth was a good idea, but it's not really going to work well for Cool Cat, so ignore those. And there's a couple of other samples right in there. So if you want to use any of these, feel free to. Just click into the sampler view down here, and then you can play them. Just remember also, though, unless you click off of it, the sampler is going to play it all the way through. So if the air horn is really, really long while you're listening to Bruce, just click off of it as soon as you get your desired effect. Also, since your sampler volume is totally separate from the song, don't have it too loud, or else you're going to have a really loud screeching air horn that's going to totally mess up your crowd.
A couple features on the browser window. If for some reason you load a song, and let's say this song gave you an error message, so if instead of loading right here, if it just said error right there, that means you have some dead files in your song database. So to take care of that, you'd go to this little button here, browser options, and you'd click database and then remove missing files from search database, and that should clear all the dead files out of your database. You can do some other stuff from here, root elements. So if you were to deselect, let's say, playlist, which you wouldn't want to do, but you see how playlist is right here in the browser window? If I deselect it, it's just going to disappear. So if you have any folders up there that you never use, you could go ahead and deselect them just so it's less cluttered. Display list as list view or grid view. List view is almost always what you're going to want to be in. Grid view looks like this. Definitely not recommended. And show only. So if you have some files that are just music, like just an MP3 file, and then some files that are also music videos, you can, let's say you just wanted to look at the files you had that included a music video, you can click just show video. Or inversely, if you didn't want to see any of your music videos, just show music. Karaoke, we don't really do much, but that's what the option's for. Alright, so just a few more features I want to show you. If you right click over here, you can change what you want to show up. So I have it set to title, artist, and BPM. You can also add or take away whatever you'd like. As an example, if I chose genre, then genre is going to show up in the sidebar here as well. I definitely recommend title, artist, BPM. I don't think that's the default, but it is the most useful of the options. Now if you right click the actual song, load on allows you to choose a deck that you'd want it to go onto. Tag editor pulls up all the meta tags. You can change artist name, title name, album, remix, all of that data. You can actually change the name of the real file as well. BPM editor, this lets you change the BPM the way that it shows up here. So if it's reading it as 130 but you know it's actually 128, you can manually tweak it. And then there's a few other options in here that just let you tweak the BPM even further. Point of interest editor, this is really not going to be very useful for typical DJing, but you can play around with this if you'd like. Video editor, this, if you're doing serious video DJing, this might be a useful tool for you. I don't think it's going to come up on your typical Cool Cat event. So track cleaner, this could totally be useful if you want to make a clean edit on the fly. Let's say you have a track that you really like, you found it on YouTube, but it has a couple swear words in it. Well, just boot it into the track cleaner and this will let you clean it up really quickly. So you just hit play over here and you drag this around. Let's say we want to get rid of the word sexy. say it's a little too hardcore for us. We're just going to click censor. And it's that simple. And you just save it and then click out of it, and it'll stay cleaned like that forever. So now next time you're on a school dance and you play Gangnam Style, if you've edited it to take out the word sexy, then you don't got to worry about parents looking over at you and getting offended. And you can reanalyze BPM. That just looks at all the tags, all the information on the song, analyzes it. File operations, you know, you can see where the song's actually located on your hard drive. You could rename the file, delete it, move it somewhere, copy it somewhere. Remove from search database. This doesn't delete the song, but it removes Virtual DJ from seeing it until you drag it back in. So if you were to click that, and if I were then to search Gangnam Style, that particular version of Gangnam Style would not show up. Go to folder, shows you where it is on your hard drive, and then remove just takes it out of your list there.